Hey, good evening, fam. Good evening. Hope all is well with everybody. Hope all is well with everybody. So listen, I want to have this conversation today, right? Because yesterday I was talking to a real good friend of mine, right? And we were just talking about how the cost of living is ridiculous right now, right? And and how there's no more middle class. There's not even a lower middle class or lower class. It's actually straight poor and rich or wealthy, right? And that's not the thing. There was a video I saw with Patrick Bet Davis from Valuetainment, right, the other day, right, when he was talking about couples trying to get married and why they should have a prenup or some stuff like that, right? But in the video, he started breaking down the expenses to have a family, right? And it kind of totaled out to $500,000, which I thought was a joke. But the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think about it, I'm like, I think this man might be onto something. Because I remember, so I've been in business now for, it'll be 17 years in October. Yeah, 17 years in October, right? And I remember when I left the dealership, I believe I was making 80 grand a year. I got myself to 80 grand a year that year. I was killing myself at the dealership. I was literally living there because I wanted to experience what it was like to make 100 grand. But I never reached it at the dealership. Then I got into the insurance industry, took a step backwards because obviously it's a new industry. I had to learn the game, whatever like that. But I always said to myself, man, if I made $100,000, life would be great. And in the process of making it, yes, life was amazing because bills were getting paid on time. I was having different experiences. It was just a different level in life. But after that first year of making and going to the second year, I'm like, man, this is not enough. Because here's the deal, and I want you guys to hear me real quickly, right? I don't want nobody to be offended by what I'm saying. I think everybody is just getting by. I think when you start to make multi six figures, not even six figures, forget six figures. That is not even. And I hate to say this, and I hope nobody get mad at me. I don't know who survived with 100 grand a year anymore. I just can't see it. You understand? To me, it's like cars are mad. Like I believe a Nissan Maxima is like $50,000. When I sold Nissan Maximas, they were nowhere near that. A Nissan Maxima is 50 G's and above, depending on how low it is. That's a Nissan. You understand? To live in a good neighborhood, I live in Columbia, Maryland, and I pay almost $4,000 for rent. For a freaking apartment, though. Now, I know some people are going to watch and say, well, why don't you buy? Because to me, I personally want what I want. I don't want to just buy a house just to buy a house. I want the kind of house that I want, that I can be happy. So which brings me to my point, which is I think everybody is just surviving and just getting by. They're not living. See, my apartment is a luxury apartment. You understand? From the gym to the yoga room to the Olympic sized pool to just whole food, yes, okay. But most people will buy a house just to buy a house in a neighborhood that don't even want to live in. So people are just getting by. because they have to get by based on what they're making. And what they're making is not enough. I know people get mad at this conversation. If you look at just the data itself, let's take a look at retirement, for example. The reason why most people cannot retire is cost of living is high, income is low. Okay? Cost of living is groceries. Again, I'm gonna backtrack. I remember when I started in the industry, right? I used to be able to go to the grocery store, and for $100, I could nearly fill my trunk up with groceries. Let's say 125. Now, I went to Whole Foods the other day. No lie. $99, I came out with 2 bags. And it wasn't even stuff that would last me a week. For $99 the other day. Okay? When my youngest was coming over, I went to the grocery store, Whole Foods again, with a list of things that I want to have in the house to make sure he has everything that he needs, right? I spent nearly almost $300. And I still had to go to Walmart and get some other essential stuff. And I believe I probably had maybe 7 bags for $300 at Whole Foods. Okay. Gas is high. Everything is high. So I started internalizing what Patrick Bet-David on Valuetainment was truly saying. If you really want to give yourself the good life and your family the good life, you got to be thinking about $500,000 or more. That's where we are right now in America. That's literally where we are right now in America. That to have a good life, have a good house in a good neighborhood, put your kids probably in private school, have let's say a car for you and your spouse, insurances, whether it's health insurance, life insurance, auto insurance, disability insurance, all those things, right? Be able to spend time with the family, go out to theaters, play, maybe travel once or twice a year. Like, when you start to sit down and really do the math, not trying to shortchange yourself, but really say, hey, this is what I would like to have, this is where I would like to live, and you will really see that, you know what, you're truly not living. You're truly not living. And I personally always believe that you come to this earth with just one chance, and you can't do it again, as far as we know. So why not live while you're here? Okay? A lot of people are like, oh, well, my job don't pay that well. Then why don't you look for another career? I'm in the financial service field. I'm not going to sit here and lie. The things I'm able to do, I'm not going to say I never saw myself doing it, but I couldn't imagine it would come so soon, or like I don't know. I don't think I woke up, or I don't think I came out of my mom's womb and say I want to be an insurance agent. No. As a matter of fact, some of y'all don't know I was supposed to be a lawyer. Some of y'all don't know I was supposed to be a lawyer. But at the end of the day, when I sat down and learned about the opportunity, I saw it as a way out. A lot of people have opportunity that's presented to them. But because of fear, or because of in their mind, they know it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be work involved. They rather stay below what they're capable of, instead of try to be free like a bird and fly, or like an eagle and fly, because they know that it might be some work involved, or because out of fear, they rather stay beneath who they really are. This is something I think a lot of y'all may want to consider. As I'm growing in this business, 16 years going on 17, as my clients are growing with me, as I'm meeting people in their upper 40s and 50s, and I continuously to hear, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. I wish. It's starting to get scary for me that I don't want to be those people who constantly said, I wish, when they get older. I'm doing now. And that's where a lot of people get it wrong, because people always think, I had two friends, and I smoothly and easily pulled myself away from these two individuals. Reason being is, they used to say this thing that used to annoy me, and it is, now is not the time for everything. Now is not the time. And I started asking myself, why do they say this? Where do they get this from? And when I look back now and look at their lives, because I still follow them on social media and stuff like that, every once in a while we run into each other, they're still in the same position. So the question I want to ask is, when is the time? If I've known you for almost all my life, and we in our upper 40s, almost 50, and everything is now is not the time. When is the time? Listen, I just want to drop some nugget into your mind today. I want to shake somebody up and wake somebody up today. The only time you have is right now, is today, is this minute, this second. That is the only time that you're guaranteed, is this moment, this minute, this second. Okay, life is not guaranteed. Life is not guaranteed. So if you're watching this and you're surrounded by people who don't have a drive, people who don't want to be anything, people who are just coasting by, people who don't truly want to live, like truly live, people who are unwilling to roll their sleeves up, not only for themselves but for their family. You rather stay below who you are and your children suffer. And what I mean by suffer is, you could have placed your children in better position if you were willing to go that extra mile. I want you to think about that for a second. Some of y'all, your children are in the position that they are in because of you. Truly. You were unwilling to do the work to make their lives better. You were unwilling to sacrifice. You were unwilling to go into a different career path. You rather be comfortable. With your comfort comes the suffering of your children and the next generation. Being an entrepreneur, you are uncomfortable. But with that uncomfort brings growth. You understand? Comfort doesn't bring growth. So you will always remain stagnant. I hope this message touched somebody today. I hope this message touched somebody today. Because when I heard Patrick said that, and I haven't got to the point of $500,000 yet, but I believe it's coming sooner than later. I'm going to say that. I believe it's coming way sooner than later. And I could totally understand when he broke down the expenses and the dollar amount you will need to cover those expenses on a yearly basis to actually allow your family to live, not get by, but live. It makes sense. Listen, my name is Maxwell Akinsenwa. You guys, if this is your first time, seeing me or hearing me or watching my video, I am the CEO of Titan Evolution Group. I've been in business now for 16 years, going on 17. I have currently over 3,000 clients on the books. I've put in place over $350 million worth of life insurance policies in clients' hands. You understand? We are hiring right now. If you're saying to yourself, what I'm doing is not working, I want better, come check out the life insurance industry. I guarantee you it will change your life. Whether by way of growth and the prosperity you will get from being in the industry, or by just the education in finance that you will learn, it will change your life. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you like what you heard today, please hit the like button. And if you feel as though what I just spoke about today is valuable, please share it with somebody who you think might need to hear this. I am hiring. You can reach me by way of text at 443-208-5480. That's 443-208-5480. Or you can email me at evolve@titanevolutiongroup.com. Other than that, I look forward to speaking with you. Have a wonderful and blessed day.